Good morning. These are your Nassau Guardian highlights for Wednesday, April 15th, 2026, brought to you by your Daily Bahamas headlines, especially for people on the go and those who are visually impaired. We begin with the main story on the front page. The Bahamas Public Parks and Beaches Authority has spent more than $141 million in recent years, yet questions remain about how the money has been used. A review of budget figures shows the authority has repeatedly spent well above its approved budget since 2021. Millions of dollars have been allocated annually for parks and beach maintenance, but many public parks across New Providence have reportedly fallen into poor condition. Officials previously promised audits and a full accounting of the spending, but those reports have not yet been released publicly. With the general election approaching on May 12th, the issue is likely to become a key political talking point. Another tragic story on the front page reports that 47-year-old Tamika Nottage was killed by a stray bullet while sitting in her home holding her 1-year-old grandchild. Police say a gunman chasing another man fired shots into the Wilton Street home Monday night, striking Nottage. The child was not injured, but the suspect remains at large. Family members and friends describe Nottage as a loving mother and grandmother, and the community is calling for justice. In another front-page story, Pike Corporation workers who came to New Providence to help upgrade the island's electricity transmission and distribution network have reportedly left the country following the shooting death of their colleague Cody Castillo last month. The workers expressed concerns about their safety after the incident, and the company is now attempting to bring in replacement crews to continue the project. In court news, testimony continued in the corruption trial involving former Water and Sewerage Corporation Chairman Adrian Gibson. The court heard about an email exchange in which Gibson allegedly told his fiancée to follow the game plan, as prosecutors attempt to show that companies linked to the couple received contracts from the corporation. The defendants in the case have denied the allegations. In political news, Free National Movement leader Michael Pintard is defending his party's proposal to introduce a national lottery if elected. Pintard says the initiative could generate funding for education, youth development, and social programs. However, critics argue the idea goes against the results of the 2013 gambling referendum, in which voters rejected the introduction of a national lottery. From the editorial page, today's editorial is titled An Uninspiring Blueprint. The editorial argues that the Progressive Liberal Party's newly released Blueprint for Progress manifesto relies heavily on policies already introduced and does not offer enough bold ideas to address the country's biggest challenges, especially the rising cost of living. While acknowledging some positive proposals, the editorial suggests the document lacks the vision needed to inspire voters ahead of the upcoming election. In the letters to the editor section, one letter titled Pintard Should Reverse Course on National Lottery Pledge argues that introducing a national lottery would ignore the will of voters who rejected the idea in the 2013 referendum and could worsen the social impact of gambling. Another letter titled Pintard's National Lottery Proposal threatens the hegemony of the numbers. Boys supports the proposal, arguing that a national lottery could reduce the dominance of private gaming operators and help generate funding for education and healthcare. On the business front, Scotiabank Bahamas has received international recognition. Scotia Wealth Management was named Best Private Bank in the Caribbean by Global Finance, while the Bahamas operation received the award for Best Private Bank in the country. The bank says the recognition reflects its integrated wealth management services and long-term financial planning approach for clients. For these stories and many more, be sure to purchase a copy of today's Nassau Guardian or visit thenassauguardian.com to read the full stories and additional coverage. And that's your Nassau Guardian highlights for today. Remember that staying informed helps us all make better decisions for our communities and our country. Enjoy your day, be blessed, and be a blessing.